Hi, I'm Tamarind, and I have ADHD. Like many neurodivergent individuals, navigating the overwhelming journey of living abroad can feel impossible. I know this world intimately. I've relocated and lived in multiple countries, and I understand both the dream you're chasing and the very real neurodivergent challenges that come with international living. When I started planning my first international move, I was paralyzed by the details. Every article I found told me to make a checklist and stay organized, as if that was the hard part. They didn't account for time blindness, decision fatigue, or executive function challenges that make even simple tasks feel monumental. But here's what I discovered. It was and is possible. It just requires a different approach, one designed for how our brains actually work. That's why I created Live Abroad with ADHD. I wanted to build the support system I wish I'd had, someone who truly gets it and doesn't judge, someone who breaks things down without making you feel like you're doing it wrong. A person who understands that neurodivergent people need internationally specific support that's actually neurodivergent informed. Because here's the truth. Traditional expat advice doesn't work for us. Social isolation and culture shock hit differently when you're neurodivergent. Difficulties with social communication, sensory sensitivities, and anxiety amplify the challenges of navigating new cultures. Building relationships, creating support networks abroad. We need approaches that honor how our brains work, not coaching that assumes we just need to try harder. And healthcare, finding providers who understand neurodivergence is hard enough at home. Abroad, accessing medications like ADHD prescriptions or therapy, navigating different health systems and legal regulations, it can feel impossible without guidance from someone who's been there. Even expat communities often don't get our needs. I was getting lost in the shuffle of generic advice that didn't account for my reality. So I specialized. I developed systems, frameworks, and support specifically for ADHD and neurodivergent brains, because the traditional advice just wasn't working. I created strategies that acknowledge executive dysfunction as a real barrier, not a personal failing. Make a plan feels impossible when decision paralysis has you stuck. I built Live Abroad with ADHD to bridge that gap, to provide the neurodivergent specific support that makes international living actually accessible. And here's what I learned. From working with neurodivergent expats, living abroad can offer you a fresh start. Fewer preconceived notions about who you should be, a chance to thrive in environments that might actually suit your brain better, the opportunity to build a life that works for you, not one that forces you to constantly mask or conform. You don't have to do this alone, and you don't have to fit into a neurotypical mold to succeed abroad. Whether you're dreaming about your first move or currently planning or even already living internationally and struggling, I'm here to help you navigate it in a way that actually works for your neurodivergent brain. Let's make your international dreams accessible, sustainable, and true to who you are. Thank you for visiting Live Abroad with ADHD. Sign up for our newsletter, schedule a 30-minute free consultation, follow us on social media, and browse some of our digital products. We look forward to working with you soon.